right places. I'm not going to lie, I love a good tan. I will also confess to purposefully incorporating the act of tanning into a summer's day. I used to lie about being a tanner because it seemed to waste a valuable time. Time that could be spent working out, balancing a budget, decluttering my house, or spending time with my children creating sculpture out of found art. A list of things that I would not be judged for. So I'd run into friends after some time in the sun, and our exchange would go something like, "Have you been away?" "Away? Me? No. But you're so tan." "Oh, well, I've been out and about, you know, Semitic. Our people, we're quick to tan." Of course, I am Jewish, but I don't know how Semitic I am. I mean, I'm Eastern European and Russian from way back, which could indicate that I come from Eastern European converts or Russian rapists. And it could be that there's nothing Semitic about me at all, but for the purposes of small talk, my answer seems to suffice. By the end of the summer, I admit, I feel a sense of accomplishment, of having achieved a noticeably darker complexion than my pallid norm. So much so that when my good friend noticed my summer hue, I decided to share with her my tan line. I pulled down my tank top so she could marvel at the before and after. Except that what I had not considered was that the tan line was lower than I remembered, and the bra I was wearing that day was uplifted with an extreme proficiency. There was a wide-eyed beat before I asked, "Did you just see my boob, like the whole thing, nipple and all?" And then she laughed and told me that she didn't actually see nipple, but she did get a healthy view of my areola, I said, filling in the gap. "Yes, that." And we laughed. Oh, how we laughed. Mostly because I just flashed her my boob, but also because we had achieved that rare moment in a friendship when two people discuss areolas. Areolae? I don't know what the plural of areola is. Also, I do not know any other words or terms that could take the place of areola, a word that sounds so scientific and is also difficult to say. Areola does not roll off the tongue. So of course, after our exchange, I went right home to consult the source of all knowledge, the Encyclopedia Britannica of Y2K, Urban Dictionary. You can find anything on Urban Dictionary, anything from the colloquial to the crude. It's my go-to site when thesaurus.com floats too high in the sky of literal elitism, when I spend most of my time scavenging the foul floor of smut. Urban Dictionary failed me. Even Kansas City rapper Tech 9 failed me in the rap song entitled Areola. I'm not kidding. What should have been a source for street slang proved disappointing in his description that circle round the skittle in the middle you put in your mouth. I think you'd agree that while catchy, it's hardly inspired. What is it about the areola that condemns it to a life without poetry? It is true that the functionality of the areola is questionable to boring. Areola comes from the Latin meaning area. Even the Romans could not think of a better way to describe it. Functionally speaking, the areola helps to support the nipple and also contains Montgomery's glands. Montgomery's glands, in case you were wondering, are modified sweat glands which produce secretions that act as a lubricant for breastfeeding. I guess when you put sweat glands and breastfeeding together, it kind of takes the fun out of something that had so much potential. Something that might have lent itself to more playful vernacular. And so Tech 9 and the rest of the hackneyed world forced me to play with areola and come up with Ooh bagel, hooter hoop, nibble donut, earmuffs, Arctic circle, rat rings, tree ring circus, nipple majora. I can't say that I came up with just the right term, but I did feel good about the effort. It felt good to spend time considering an otherwise ignored and even neglected body part. I encourage you to be part of the process too. Perhaps we could grab a drink and think of better terms. Our efforts bound to make us bosom buddies.